welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronica. Thank you for joining me today. And today I'm going to show you things that I bring with me on a journey for 2 weeks or more. Sometimes it's 10 days, sometimes it's 3 weeks. It depends on where you go and how much stuff you need to bring with you. Most of the videos that I see online are about how to pack, what to bring with you on a cruise or a vacation. People have all kinds of tricks and hacks of what is the best thing to bring, how to be prepared for a cruise internationally, or how to be prepared for a long-term journey, especially if you're traveling light. If you're not bringing the luggage with you, and you're only bringing a couple of bags like I did. So right now I'm on a cruise ship called Norwegian Dawn, and we're going to cruise the Baltics. So I had to pack for 2 weeks and I can only bring a carry-on. So right now we're in the cruise ship that we just boarded in Copenhagen, Denmark, and I brought a couple of cool things with me. The biggest challenge for trips like this is of course to bring enough clothes and enough things that you will need on the cruise ship or on your trip. And a lot of times nowadays the planes do not allow a lot of luggage, or you have to pay extra for it. And sometimes it's better just to try to figure out how to travel light, what to bring that can last you for a while. Even though you might not bring a lot of clothes, you might be bringing only a couple of t-shirts, a couple of dresses if it's in the summertime. Then of course you're bringing a jacket and other heavier clothes in the winter time. But you do have to plan for it. And sometimes the best tools to bring are things that you can do your own laundry with, things that you can actually organize with. And that's something that I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you how I unpack my bags and what things I bring with me that will be useful for the whole trip and that I can use and reuse multiple times. The first couple of things that I'm going to share with you are the toiletries and the toiletry bags. So my toiletry bags fit in those little containers, plastic containers. So they're all nicely organized. You of course have to bring your shampoo, your own conditioner, your mouth rinse, and anything else that you will need, like personal hygiene items. And I have 2 of these bags. I also brought a toilet spray because the rooms here and the bathrooms here are pretty small. So if you want to have fresh smell in the bathrooms, you bring your toiletry spray. It could be something that you buy online. Just make sure it's a small container. This is mine here, but I have my own soap. I brought a full bar of soap in the special plastic container, and it looks like this. I always travel with these because even in the hotel rooms that provide soap, sometimes those bars of soap are so small that it's really hard to hold it in your hand, or if you're staying for an extended period of time, you just want something normal and you don't want to deal with those little bar soaps. So I brought my own bar soaps. Actually I brought 2. They're half used, each of them, but this way I can always have plenty of soap on my trip. And these great plastic containers keep them safe, keep them dry, nicely organized, so that's awesome. And the bathroom spray that I use is this one here from Yankee Candle. Those sprays are very strong in terms of that you don't need a lot when you spray it, so you just use a little bit at a time in the bathroom, and then you get fresh smell everywhere for the long time. So besides the regular shampoos and conditioners for ladies, I also bring my Clean Freak dry shampoo. So for the times when I don't have the time to wash my hair, to style my hair, sometimes it can take an hour or maybe hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to do your hair if you have long hair. And as you know, like with the curly hair, it takes much longer because now you have to iron your hair, you gotta straighten it up. So if I'm in the rush and I don't have time to worry about the hair and the washing and all of that, or maybe I didn't bring all of my tools with me to make my hair straight and pretty and long. So what I do is I use the dry shampoo. I do have a video on how to use this thing. I'm going to leave a link in the description below on how to use the dry shampoo in your hair and what it does to your hair. But you can extend your hair for 3 or 4 more days if your scalp is itching, if you feel that your hair is getting dirty and you don't have the time to wash it and dry it and blow dry it. So dry shampoo is the best solution for that kind of hair. One more essential that I bring with me all the time, that's the spray for wrinkle release. So if you have t-shirts, shorts, or some casual clothing, or even dresses, linen dresses and things like that, and you don't feel like ironing it, or maybe you don't have time to iron it, spraying it with wrinkle release is awesome. And you can get smaller bottles. You can buy smaller bottles online of this, or you can get larger bottles and just buy those containers that you can put this special solution in it and then bring it with you on the trip. Just spray your clothes when they get wrinkly, or if you want to make them look nice. would like to point out is this cruise ship, or this room, like most of the cruise cabins, they don't have good outlets, or they have very few outlets. So in this case, I get an American outlet that I can use on this cruise ship. I'm going to use this for all of my devices. Now you can see that I can plug into here anything I like, any of the devices or the extension cords, so I can have everything charging overnight. Since all the cabins are usually metal, the walls are metal, I can bring the hooks that are magnetic hooks, and I can hang my things on the hooks. So if you have certain things like your purses, keys, or anything like that you would like to hang, you can hang on these hooks. So a couple of other very small things that are very useful. These two things. One is a clock and the alarm clock. They might be different time on the ship versus on the land. So they usually tell you what time it is on the cruise ship when you're at sea. And these little clocks and alarm clocks are great, especially if you have to get up super early to go on the excursion, so you don't want to miss your time. And I also bring one of these hanging lights. So I brought a couple of these. I can put them in the bathroom, and this way it will light up. It's motion activated. If it's dark in the cabin, or if you have inside cabin where you don't have any light and you would like to have some night light, this is a great way because you can charge it with a USB port on the back. And you can either set the setting to always on, off, or automatic. If it senses any kind of movement, it will turn itself on for 30 seconds. So besides the alarm clock and the little clock for your room, the other thing that is also awesome is the sound machine. So sometimes it gets loud or noisy on the cruise ship. You want to go to bed early, or you just want to rest. And this thing not only has a night light over here when you turn it on, or you can just use different sounds, and it's also going to be charged with a USB port. This can last, you can set up a setting from 30 minutes to 90 minutes for the sound machine. It's going to turn itself off, but it usually is enough time for you to fall asleep with the sound machine. So for the bathroom, for the ladies, if you're staying somewhere else before the cruise and after the cruise, in the Caribbean or wherever you go, sometimes it's nice to have extra pair of slippers for the shower. I also bought this fan. In the rooms usually don't have any fans, and if you like the airflow, it's just USB plug that you can set up in your room, and you're going to have a little bit of the air conditioning. Look how cool this is. So it's very quiet. There is a power button on the back. One more thing I always carry with me if I want to do laundry on the cruise ship or anywhere in the hotel during my trips is this little goodie bag. A lot of times you don't have the luxury of washing your clothes or getting things cleaned up, and you don't have the luxury to bring a big luggage bags with you. So instead of bringing a ton of clothes and worrying where to put them, a lot of times I just bring half of the clothes that I need, and then I wash them either in the sink or I bring a bucket with me. But in this good tool bag that I use, I bring special wash sheets. That's my laundry detergent. I'm going to leave a link in the description below if you're interested to purchase one. I do have a clothing line. So if I'm going to wash some t-shirts, shorts, or pants on the cruise ship, I can always hang them. And I could actually hang them off these hooks as well, because they have great little hooks on the end. So I can hang my clothes in my room to dry it off overnight or however I like it. So I can put those hooks on each side of the room, and this way I can dry my clothes on this. I also brought extra hangers. This way in my closet that I'm going to show you in a second, if I wash something, this will be great for my wet clothes. I have one of these in case the sink is good for washing clothes. You'll have to check and see. Some sinks do close, others don't. Maybe you have a tub and the tub can close with one of the stoppers if it doesn't have its own. So I bring this just in case if I'm going to wash clothes. I also bring a little bit of dish soap, because if you have a reusable bottle that you bring with you, maybe you have the bottle with a special filter that I usually bring with me. And this is the bottle I'm talking about. So it has a Brita reusable filter inside. So if I can pour water in here from anywhere, and then I can just drink water if I'm on the trip. If you don't want to buy bottled water for $3 or $5, depending on where you are, this is a great way to have water without worrying about the price. So I always bring this bottle with me. And of course, if you're staying somewhere for extended periods of time, maybe 10 days, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, this bag gets dirty. So if you don't have a dish soap for this, it's kind of going to be gross after a while. You have germs all over it, it's dirty, food on it, maybe your makeup. So what I do is I have a little bit of dish soap in this bag, and I use usually towels that are provided in the room, those wash towels for your hands. And I put a little bit of this. I rinse off my spout or whatever else you want to wash off, but I always have dish soap. So this is the closet. What I brought with me on the left is this shelf that I hang. I also brought this collapsible bucket, and I think it's used for laundry because I want some extra room. Because on these shelves I can put my shoes, and if you're traveling with your partner, you need extra room to put your clothes. You really don't have much room in any cabin because they're pretty small. I mean, you do have a couple of shelves here, but that's pretty much it. So if you have a lot of clothes, it's nice to have some extra space for clothes. So if you're going to store anything, the best place to store it is probably under your bed. So I do like to use up every possible little space that I have, especially when you're in a small cabin or in a small room. You might not have enough shelves to put things on, or you can bring pockets that you can hang on the wall. And this is what I'm about to do. So I brought some hooks that are regular hooks. This way they will not ruin the walls. You can always take them off at the end of the trip. And this wall to me is a waste of space. And I want to use this wall for my little things where I can put them in the pockets. So it's going to maintain all the weight of anything I put in this pocket. If it's a hairbrush, toiletries, any kind of clothes that you want to put in this pocket. But it saves space, and you can use up this wall that is right now unused otherwise for your personal items and personal things that you want to hang. Let's say if you don't have a nice sink or you don't have a tub and you need to wash your clothes in something. So I bring this collapsible bucket. You can fit a good load of laundry in it if you're going to wash it by hand. So this is day 6 of the 9th day cruise, and we have some laundry to do. On the ship, you can get one of these bags to do a full bag of laundry. You can wash your jeans, your t-shirts, your polos, your dresses. They give you this slip, and you have to mark down which items you're going to wash. Usually it's itemized prices for each item, but in general, this bag costs about $30. If you're a gold member or platinum member, you can get this bag full of clothes laundered for free or for 50% off. So you can fill this bag full of clothes and leave it on the bed, and they will launder it for you within 24 hours. So now in this bag of clothes, I was able to fit 2 pairs of shorts, 2 pairs of pants, including jeans, and 9 t-shirts. As you can see, the bag is full, and I'm going to laundry it for $15 because I'm a gold member. Socks, undergarments, and underwear you can wash yourself in the sink or in a special bucket. I brought a bucket with me, and I'm going to show it to you. So this is the sink in my cabin, and I'm going to use my tool for the sink stopper. That plug is usually not the greatest because sometimes the water goes right through it, so I use my own. As you can see, it fits perfectly in this hole. I also brought these washer sheets with me that are compact and they're easy to carry around, so I'm going to use them to wash my clothes, to wash my socks and my undergarments. They're this thin, they're not liquid. So I'm only going to wash socks in the sink. Remember I told you about the folding bucket that I brought with me? I put 5 washer sheets into this bucket with the hot water. It's almost dissolved, as you can see. Nice and foamy. I'm going to put underwear and undergarments into it. It's all in here. I'm going to soak it up a little bit, and then I'm going to wash it. If you never washed anything in the sink, what you need to do is, when you had that soap in there, that washer soap, you just do this with your hand to make sure it cleans up. I filled it up second time to rinse it off now. So all you do is this. You're going to rinse it in a couple of waters. You usually do 2 or 3 times rinse. And I'm going to plug it back in. Fill it with water. You rinse it in water 2 or 3 times until the water is not soapy anymore. And that's when all that soap is gone from your clothes, from your socks or underwear. Now you need to squeeze the socks so that all the water comes off. And then you can hang it somewhere so it dries off. You can even let it sit in the sink so that the water all drains. And then you can hang it like this. So you can hang it in the shower or you can hang it somewhere else to dry it off. So it is the last day of our cruise, and if I was to pick 3 items that I brought with me that were extremely useful on this cruise ship, I'm going to list it for you. Number 3 would be this very useful magnetic hooks, and they're hanging on the wall behind me. You can hang a lot of things on them, including clothes, so they were extremely useful. I used them a lot. Number 2 would be the outlets, because here you only get 1 or 2 outlets, and you need those USB ports for your phone, for your devices to charge. So this was a great addition because it has a cord. I could plug it in. I could have a little extension for all of my devices, and that was extremely helpful because on the cruise ship or in your cabin you really don't have a lot of options or a lot of outlets for your devices. So make sure you bring one of these that has the USB ports and has the regular outlets or the extension cord. And the winner is, or number 1 device that I thought it was extremely useful on this trip, was this little handy fan. This is such a small little thing. Was so great, not just because it gave you circulation and air all the time when you were sleeping. The rooms are stuffy no matter whether you have a balcony or not. You can never open the window in the cabin. So even if you have a balcony, you still do not have the air circulation. You still don't have a fan or anything in the room. So definitely bring a little fan with you like this. It has multiple speeds. You can also twist it like this in different directions that you like. But without this fan, I probably couldn't sleep. So that was absolutely not just necessary, but it was very, very useful. Make sure to check out the cruise vlog that I also posted online on my channel. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and put thumbs up if you liked it. And I'll see you soon. Take care.